we can read the verses as they are in the Arabic. We can read them out, and we can see that one verse
Yeah, but
says something
if
different than the other
we
verse.
have something called tafsir.
Well, tafsir doesn't help us. Tafsir doesn't help us because they're giving their own opinion on what the verses say.
It's not
But
an opinion.
it doesn't save the Quran from
Uh,
contradicting itself.
no.
Okay,
I have to say something in Arabic. I can say it in English, so you see with me.
go ahead. Say it. Say what you got to say.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
It's in Egyptian. You want to translate it into
No, it's
Arabic
fine. You
language.
can say it in whatever accent or whatever لهجة
هي
you want.
نزلت ليه؟ الآية دي نزلت ليه؟ أو في وقت إيه؟
It doesn't matter when it was revealed. It wasn't for all times. Was this for only particular time and then it
Yeah,
expired?
I can get verses from the Bible who says something like
Forget
so.
about the Bible. This is not the conversation about the Bible, man.
No,
So you were,
it's about the holy books.
yeah, but this is not the point of Avery. Avery's saying um 35:18. So in 35:18 is contradictory to 16:25, right? And that's his point. And we can see from the Arabic لا يحمل منه شيئا لا يحمل منه شيئا. Nothing of it he'll carry. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Zero. And then we see in 65, in 1625, the opposite of this. There's شيئا يحمل منه. So it's like, which one is it, buddy? Like, that's a contradiction, right?
Hmm.
You can't say لا يحمل منه
Yeah,
شيئا.
but some contradiction has some context clue. You can see it in the whole surah.
All right. So what? Help us out.
عفوا ممكن تعيد. Sorry, I didn't understand what he said.
He's basically saying the
Yeah,
whole surah has context, and so I'm asking my brother, what helps? Because nothing is going to help these opposing contradictory statements, right? One says, and guys, to catch you guys up, who's listening, the Quran says in one place, in chapter 35, verse 18, that none will bear the burdens of another. No soul burdened with sin can bear the burden of another, not even if his own family asks to do it. Nobody can do it. Okay. But in
yeah, you
1625,
see that?
hold on, just in 1625, it says that people can bear the burdens of others. They'll bear their own burdens in full, as well as some of the burdens of those that they have misled without knowledge. So these two are contradictory. Either nobody can bear the burdens of anyone, or there's an exception that some can bear the burden
Yes,
as
yes.
long as you misled
Yes,
them.
it's not an exception. There's no exception in Islam.
Okay, so that means it's a contradiction because one verse says
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
the other verse
Let's
says
see.
yeah sometimes.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Let's see the meaning of the first. The meaning of the first one mean that no one can forgive the sins of other one,
It doesn't say can
and that's
forgive,
Adil.
brother. Stop. It doesn't say forgive. It says nobody can bear another person's sins. They cannot bear another person's sins. It doesn't say anything about forgiving another person.
What do you mean about that?
It doesn't say anything about forgiving. It's about bearing, taking the weight, carrying someone else's sins. The Quran says nobody can do that. But in the other place in the Quran, 1625, some people can carry other people's sins. You
Okay,
can
can
bear
you
other
read
people's sins.
the verse of this? This could be a context. I don't know. I didn't read the whole surah.
Okay. Are you at 1625, Paul?
No, not yet. I'm looking at 35:18.
Okay, if you want, if you're still at 35, that's okay. Go ahead and read 35:18 for him.
Sure. Just give me a sec. I'm sorry. Just I turned my
It's okay. I forgive you.
yeah. Yes, sir. Just like I forgive you about your technical difficulty there.
Exactly. Mm.
فلا تزر وزارة وزر أخرى وأن تدع مثقلة إلى حملها ولا يحمل منه شيئا ولو كان ذا قربيه إنما تنذر الذين يخشون ربهم بالغيب وأقاموا الصلاة ومن تزكى فإنما تزكى لنفسه وإلى الله المصير.
All right. Did you,
Yeah, I might have made a couple of mistakes here, but I'm reading the actual Quran. Like, if you want, I can
nope.
try to look it up in.
That's good.
Okay.
That's okay. So you hear that? They bear their own. They bear their own burdens, right? No soul can bear the burden of another. Right, Dino?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, here's the contradictory. Here's the contradictory verse. Excuse me. The contradictory verse, 16:25. All right. And it says that some can bear the burden of others that they have misled. All right.
Yeah, but you don't know it was or why it was. I can.
It doesn't matter.
هي نزلت الآية ليه وإمتى؟
It doesn't matter why. It does not matter why.
How does it
Because you have a verse that says, no, it cannot happen, while another verse is saying, yeah, it can happen. Here's the why. So all it's doing is telling you why it's contradicting another verse. You understand? It does tell you why. It tells you why in the verse that they can bear the sins of others. It's because they misled some of these people. So according to this verse, you will bear the sin of those who you have misled. That's the reason why, because you've misled them. So you carry their sins.
But I know I understand you, but I'm sure I'm 100% there's something that it's not a contradiction.
What do you mean? It's literally a contradiction, like literally.
It have to be. There's no one mistake in the Quran.
This
I
this
can
this is
put all things.
brother, this is one of them. If you're gonna be
It's
honest,
not a mistake. I think there's a tafsir or something that will solve it. I can search it up. It's okay.
all right, yeah, do that. So do that for me. Read some of the tops here. Take your time. I'll still be here. I'll be here for quite a little while. So take some time, and when you're ready to come back up,
Yeah,
request up.
you
Okay.
have some more prediction, or is this the only one?
I got quite a few, but if you're just gonna chop it up to, oh well, the Quran has to be true, so there must be some explanation with that. If you're not gonna be honest with what I show you with the Quran, I don't think
So
that there's a point.
I know what you're gonna tell me, but you can just take one verse and you crop it and you then you say that this is the truth. The Quran is not the real holy book.
I don't have to do that. I'm using multiple. I'm using your entire Quran to show you this.
Yeah, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't have all the knowledge. My resources is just like AI. That's and plus the Google research.
Well, brother, this is why I'm doing this. I'm trying to help you. I'm literally giving you the verses that contradict them each other. I'm giving them to you freely. Okay, you
Yeah, I understand you,
all,
bro.
all you have to do is just read them and be honest with what you're reading. That's all.
I'm
Yeah, but
curious, Dino, if the roles have been reversed. Let's say you read something like this in the biblical text, where it says nothing will be put on you, absolutely nothing, zero, nothing, and then later on, in let's say some, I don't know, in the same duration within 23 years, from the same source, from the same author, the author would say, yeah, nothing will be carried on, but in addition to what you cause someone else's to sin. Isn't this a contradiction? Can you grant us, like, would you be able to be like reconciling in your head and say, yeah, this can be reconciled? It's the same author within the same uh, time period, the same prophet, and it's the same basically source. If the source was true, he should have said that from the start. He shouldn't have flip flopped between position A, do not carry anything, to, yeah, do not carry anything but carry some. It just doesn't make sense. Like this cannot be real. Both
I
cannot exist.
understand. But I think there's a tafsir. I'm not
I'm
Christian.
granting you there is a tafsir. You didn't get the question. Would you grant this to
I
Christians?
don't know
Let's say Saint Paul. Okay, let's say Saint Paul have actually written this. He wrote that you guys love Saint Paul. So let's say Saint Paul said the same thing, and within his 23 years of ministry, he wrote, nothing will be accounted onto you except your own weight. And then later on, he writes another letter saying, yeah, nothing will be carried on, but you can add a little bit here because, if you cause someone.
who did that.
Like, sorry?
Who said that.
He doesn't.
I'm saying hypothetically.
He's not getting it.
Okay, do you want me to say it in Arabic? I
No,
don't know.
so I'm open-minded. I can hear you all the time. But
Mm.
I think, in my opinion, that AI is not stupid to say something is wrong. I asked it if there's any contradictions. It said no, but it's just a language barrier from the old Arabic to now Arabic. Egypt is speaking Arabic in the whole other Arabic than the old Arabic.
Okay,
If
do
you,
me a favor. If you're just going to use AI as an authority between us here, could you say, from a Christian perspective, is the Quran contradictory? Just say that. Write this from a Christian perspective or from a Christian, atheist, non biased
yeah,
point of
I
view.
will ask him like that. And AI doesn't take sides. I just take
Yes, it
tells the truth.
does. AI
No,
is
AI doesn't know me.
AI is your friend.
All right.
So
No, I use
yeah,
the
That's
gift.
it.
I
All right.
use the gift.
All right, brother. Okay, so I'm gonna let somebody else up, but look into this if you want. Yeah, you read any tafsir that you choose to, and
I
you know,
don't know. No,
just
no,
look
I
into
don't
this and
know.
do some research. Okay. All
All right.
right. All right. Take care, man. Sorry, Paul, if that was a waste of your time.
no, I'm sorry I didn't help more. I just it seemed like he's fine. He understood everything, and he's just appealing to something he doesn't know. He doesn't know how to reconcile it, but he's saying, "I'm sure my scholars were able to reconcile it." Yes, sure, but that doesn't mean it's true.
Yeah. I'm willing to see what he like. You could come back again anytime, Dino, and come back and see what you find, and see if what you read from the tafsirs, if they help you at all, if they help solve the verse. I'm willing to go over that with you as well. So come back again after you read the tafsir, and we'll see what happens there. All right. In the meantime, let me read some super chats before I bring up the next guest. Let's read some super chats here. See where am I at? Okay, let's go with Stefan, who says, Stefan, GL, honest question. How can the son truly be? I'm assuming that is I'll say, if he is not ungenerate or unbegotten as the Father is, God bless you. That is a hypostatic property. So if you're talking about his relation with the Father as a person, he's generated from the Father. But in regards to his essence, ontologically, he is ase or is ungenerate regarding his essence, right? There's no essence or nobody, no other being that generates the divine nature. And so because Jesus has the same divine nature as the Father, which is ontologically not generated, then therefore he has a satiety in his essence. But as far as his hypostatic properties go, he is generated as a person and from the Father. So personally, as a person, he doesn't have a deity. I hope that answers the question. I broke that down in the Hashim debate as well when I was speaking to Hashim. You guys watch that video, you'll see what I'm saying. Damian Foster says, "May God bless." Oh, I read this. Thank you again, Damian. Ox. Yeah,
Can I add about
these.
assay, please?
Yeah,
Doctor?
yeah.
So assay is arguably is not a great making property. So what that means, it's not intrinsic to the essence, which Avery have answered already. If you're gonna argue assay negates the divine nature of Christ, you're gonna have to substantiate that assay is a great making quality,
Mm-hmm.
which arguably cannot be done.
Exactly. Damian Foster says, Lana, amongst others, never return with the verse, never return with the answers to objections. Come to Christ. You'll never be put to shame, like when Muhammad does, you guys. That's right. Brother Andy with the super sticker, thank you so much. I do not, Yiga says, try using the analogy of Ultron from the Avengers for the Trinity. Might be helpful. How will that be helpful? That's just, yeah, how would that be helpful? Ultron having different, one mind with these different bodies of Ultron. I don't think that would work. Rosa says, I'm going to roll my prayer rug out and pray towards the black cube 5 times a day so that your patience may never fail dealing with these half brains. Damien again says, Allah's veil. What's happening, man? To this day, Damien Foster. Sips with Sarah and Adrian Lawson says, Jesus calling the Father God. If your family owns a business and you work there, while at work, you would call your dad boss, even though you are also owner of the business. Good analogy? Not a bad one. As far as like the relation with your father at work, you know, the different relations you can have pertaining to your father, your dad, your boss, depending on the role that you're playing, right? Benny the Bull, there's some secret stone kisses in here. Hit that like button. Yeah, guys, the likes aren't matching. Make sure you guys hit the like button. All right, we got, 2,400 people in here? Before the internet went up, we was going up, so hopefully we can get the numbers back together. But yeah, guys, make sure you guys smash that like button. All right. Somebody said, "Life, stay on the stream. We want to play bingo." Want to play bingo. E. Pratt says, "Hey GL, ask your co-host if Saint Cyril of Alexandria taught by 2 natures after the union or one." Saint Cyril of Alexandria taught by 2 natures after the union or one. Why? Bree says, smash the like button. That's right, guys. Hit that like button. All right, let's bring up our next guest.